War Memorial Stadium, the Rockpile. It was our place. From 1960 to 1972, the Buffalo Bills occupied the grounds of War Memorial Stadium at the corner of Jefferson, Best, and Dodge. It was a great stadium. There was nothing about it that was fancy. The name Rockpile fitted perfectly. A decaying, decrepit throwback in the National Football League. Even in 1972, it was considered antiquated and unusable by National Football League standards. So that year, 1972, the Bills, Erie County, broke ground in Orchard Park on the new, yet to be named Erie County Stadium, later to be named Rich Stadium, several names since. But for this episode of In the Vault, the Buffalo Sports Museum goes back to the year 1972. The last year of the Bills at War Memorial Stadium, the first year of the second term of head coach Lou Saban, who was brought back by owner Ralph Wilson to reclaim glory from his 1964 and 1965 AFL championship teams. This time with a pure talent O.J. Simpson as his running back. The first thing Lou Saban did when he got here in 1972 was give the ball to O.J. As Lou Saban would say, when you have a Mercedes-Benz, you give the guy the keys to drive it. And O.J. Simpson was the Mercedes-Benz of the National Football League. 72, last year at War Memorial Stadium, as I said, they would be moving out to the suburbs in Orchard Park for their new stadium, Rich Stadium, now known Highmark Stadium, Ralph Wilson Stadium, all different names. But let's go back to December 10th, 1972, the last time the National Football League would have a game at War Memorial Stadium. As luck would have it, that day, they would be paired up against a NFC opponent, not one of their AFL rivals, but a team they hardly ever played, the Detroit Lions, led by quarterback Greg Landry. I was very fortunate that day to attend the game. I was 9 years old, and my father wanted to be part of history. He was very big on history, so he said, let's go get 2 tickets and we'll go to the game, and we'll say we were at the last game at War Memorial Stadium. At least National Football League game at War Memorial Stadium. So we sat in the end zone, the Dodge Tunnel end zone, field level, and witnessed an exciting game, actually. 21-21 tie, rare for that era, and for any era, to end up in a tie. But 21-21 tie. This is the pennant we bought on the way out of the stadium. And we believe that it was the last pennant ever sold at War Memorial, as the man was packed up and ready to leave, and I begged my father, please, 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 can we get a pennant before we leave? So he was kind enough to get the pennants back out and get us this wonderful relic from that great stadium and that wonderful day in history where the Bills and the Lions played to a 21-21 tie. Last touchdown ever scored at the Rockpile was by Ohio State grad tight end Jan White on a 2-yard pass from, you named it, Dennis Shaw, the great rifle-armed quarterback from San Diego State. Last score in the game, unfortunately, was by the Lions. Greg Landry with a nice pass to, interesting footnote in history, Ron Jesse Ron Jesse for the Lions would go on to play for the Rams, and a nice career for Chuck Knox. And Chuck Knox would bring him to Buffalo in 1980 to be part of the 1980 and 81 Buffalo playoff teams of that early part of the 80s. So, great trivia question. The last touchdown to be scored, last score actually to be scored by any player in the NFL was actually by a future Buffalo Bill, Ron Jesse. So anyway, 72 was a great year. I loved being a fan in 1972. I was at that young age, 9 years old, and just ate up everything I possibly could in terms of sports. And now that baseball season was over in the fall, I turned my attention to the Bills and loved to collect anything. As you can see here, the wonderful, nice NFL Action 72 stamp book, which we all love to collect from Sunoco. A lot of fun to collect those stamps, and that was a big year for collecting memorabilia in my life. 72 Bills were not a great team. I think they finished 4-9-1 that season. Interesting side note to the 72 Bills. After this game, December 17th, the very next week, they traveled to Washington to meet up with old friend, the Dancing Bear, Ron McDowell, and meet up with the Redskins at Redskin Field. And interesting note, the Redskins would go on to the Super Bowl that year to meet the undefeated Miami Dolphins, who were looking to complete a 17-0 season and win the Super Bowl. And they did, 14-7 over the Redskins. But the Bills beat them that next week, December 17th. So that's it's something to be proud of, beating a then-to-be Super Bowl participant. So a lot of fun in that 1972 year. I remember in 73, obviously they built the new stadium, and the old stadium was just kind of left to just rot away. Some teams used the stadium throughout the 70s and the 80s, most notably in 79 when the Buffalo Bisons returned for baseball. But it was a great stadium. It really was. It was a lot of fun, a lot of character to it, and we miss it. Even though it was such a dingy, dark place, it really was our field. And we miss War Memorial Stadium, and there it is in all its glory. So we hope you enjoyed the topic for tonight in Buffalo Sports Museum Inside the Vault. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Bye now.